All right. So now we're still going to find something. So we have P equal to 100 minus 2Q. And you might say, okay, that is a negative slope. How do you know that? Because look at the sign beside this. You might say, how do you know if this is the slope? Remember, we all go all the way back, and we talked about this earlier, that when you have a straight line, and the equation of a straight line, which means no exponents, and we've already talked about the beauty of not doing that. The format is y equal to m of x plus b. So this is the m of x here. So the slope is -2. It's negative, all right? And remember, we talked about this. If there's nothing partnering it, it's called the slope. It's a constant. And then we also have P equal to 10 plus Q. So this is demand. And this is supply. And this is a positive slope. So what does that mean? What it means is that basically, the more I get to charge, the more I want to sell. So if there's a higher price, I want to sell more to you. It's like if I offered you a higher price for something, you might want to produce more of it. And the negative here means basically the higher the price, the less I want to buy. Okay? So basically our job is to figure out, yet again, what's the equilibrium? Equilibrium is where these two lines meet, the supply curve and the demand curve. Price on the y, quantity on the x, meaning remember, if it involves money, it goes on the y, the quantity on the x. So really, equilibrium, remember, means intersection. Intersection means where two lines meet. They're saying, hey, what's up? What's going on? So what we're going to do is we're trying to figure out the price. And what we're going to do is we're going to do that by looking at our friend Q's. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We know that pretty much we know that this dude is equal to this dude. So as an equation or as a function, this is what we can do. We're going to set this equal to this, right? It's the same thing as saying this. When they intersect, it's the same thing here. So remember what we said earlier, we want to bring like terms together. So I always start off with the left-hand side. So what we're going to do is we want to get rid of this 2Q, right? So we want to bring it over here, but we can't just say, hey, come on over, what's up? That's going to mess up our balance, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to, right, since it's a negative, what we're going to do, we're going to add 2Q. And what we're going to do is we're going to add 2Q over here. Now we have this 10, and 10 wants to come over and say 100 and say, hey, what's up? But we can't just go, okay, come on, 10, come on over. Remember, we want to bring it over here. And the trick is we want to do the opposite. So this is plus 10. We're going to do negative 10. So now we have negative 10. So now we have, treat this as a simple math problem. We have 90 equal to 3Q. Now, I don't like the 90 being over here. I'm kind of a weird person. So I'm just going to tidy this up. I'm going to say 3Q is equal to 90. And remember what I said earlier. What are we going to do? We're going to quarantine, right? We're going to get the Q by itself. We're going to isolate. We're going to be like, hey, you got something, stay away from everybody else. And we're going to isolate it. So now what we're going to do is we are going to, how do we do that? We're going to divide both sides by 3. So 3Q divided by 3 is equal to 90 divided by 3. And we know that Q is equal to 30. Now, remember, we solve for Q. We need to find out what the price is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take any one of these equations because essentially it's one price, right? Not two prices. One price, one quantity. So we know what the quantity is. So we're going to plug this back in. So we know that P is equal to 100 minus 2 times 30. P is equal to 100 minus 60. P is equal to 40. So there you have it, a price of 40 and a quantity of 60. And good luck doing the problems for a grade.